My name is David John McDaniel. I'm residing in Anchorage, Alaska, and I'm the administrator at the Adult Rehabilitation Program. I was born into a Christian family in 1970, and shortly after my parents divorced, I fell into addiction with alcohol and later drugs. I left home at 13 and lived on the streets of Oakland, selling drugs, working in crack houses, moving around until I was old enough to have my own stuff, and just kind of phased in and out of the life for 17 years. You know, I've owned businesses, I've held jobs, I've made it up to management. You know, I finished school, went to college for a spell, but always, 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 no matter where I was, there I was. So I was bound to use, I was bound to sell, I was bound to have that element in my life. I don't think that I really wanted any type of success that didn't involve illegal activity. I had literally lost a 4-bedroom house. I had lost a car. I had lost all the toys that come with the illegal activity. I was now staying from friend to friend. One day, just prayed out to God to help me. I hadn't really been very active spiritually in years, but I knew that God existed, and I knew that it was going to take His power to help me to get out of the pit that I was in. So I prayed to Him to save me, and nothing happened that day. But a couple of days later, I was incarcerated. But I knew from the second that the handcuffs went on that it was God working. As a matter of fact, when the policeman was walking me to the car, he said, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "You wouldn't understand." And I just knew from that second that God was putting me somewhere where He could get my attention and I would listen. I wound up having the opportunity to get treatment through a court referral to the San Jose ARC. I showed up on a Wednesday. Chapel was that night. A guy that graduated is still one of my best friends to this day, and he was genuinely happy. He was smiling. He sung a song praising God's name, and it was moving. I cried. I said, "Wow, how do people get this happy?" And there was 3 graduates that night, and another one said that it was God, and another one said it was God, and another one said it was God, and I just had to let go and know that I was where God needed me to be. So it was moving from my first day, and I knew that I could achieve that, and I knew that I wanted to achieve that. It was important for my recovery and my long-term sobriety to give of myself to people. So my prayer became, "Lord, put somebody in my life today that I can be a vessel of Your love. Use me to help someone." And that was fine. I would let people use my car for the driving test, or give someone a haircut for a job interview, or take them to the thrift store to get a tie, or just little bitty things. But every day, and I would see it and I would say, "Oh, thank you, Lord, that was great." And the next morning I'd say, "Lord, help me help somebody today. Use me today, Lord, use me today." One night I just got on my knees and I said, "Lord, enough of the small stuff. Make it my job. Make it me giving back, you know, full time." And that's when I learned that you had to be a little bit more specific in your prayers, because I wound up being the resident manager at a 103-bed facility just a matter of days later. It was like, how did I get myself into this? Well, you prayed for it. So that was a learning experience there. For the rest of my life, I'll be an alcoholic. For the rest of my life, I'll be a drug addict. I'm abstaining, I'm not using, but a big part of my daily recovery is being a blessing to other people. God using me to touch someone else's life.